It's not often that we find other storytellers on our journeys, but Audra Mulkern isn't just any storyteller. Audra documents female farmers throughout the world for the Female Farmer Project.
And that sounds awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
First of all, just tell me what it is and then how you got involved.
I was standing in the middle of a farmer's market, and all of a sudden I realized that behind every single table was a woman. And it made me stop and think, is something going on? Is this really special? You know, is my community special to have so many women farmers? And so that's what sent me to the library to start doing research.
And what she didn't find is what started her on this journey.
Women haven't always been documented as being part of the farming community.
Right. I mean, they've always been there. They've been alongside the men working, milking the cows and driving the tractors. Yet somehow they are missing from the agricultural narrative. They are missing from pictures. They were missing, from the library. When I went to go research it, I couldn't find women.
Throughout the generations, there are only a few stories that have been documented about women in agriculture, and Audra set out to make sure their stories and the stories of today's female farmers are not forgotten.
Are you blogging? Are you taking photos? Or are you, kind of explain that part?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. It started as a photography project, and it very quickly grew to having to write these stories because it just wasn't enough to see those images and try to understand why or what's going on.
Audra also launched a podcast and gives speeches sharing the story of the world's female farmers. Her work has been exhibited around the world, most recently at the United Nations in New York and at Maison Rouge Gallery in Paris.
So you go around and you get to meet these folks, right?
Yes, I get to meet them in their fields and in their barns and hear their stories. And then I share that with everyone else. And it's really interesting to learn the stories about why women are farming.
Why are they farming?
A lot of different reasons. There's a lot of first-generation women farmers that started in corporate America, like Jackie. What drove her to start farming? Then there's women who were born on the farm, and they inherited that farm, and a lot of them went away to school and came back with this great education.
So what's the future of the Female Farmer Project?
Well, we're looking to take this, I take the stories to stage and bring them to life on stage, but we're also looking to take it to video and really document the women that way as well.
What do you want people to know about the female farmers of Washington?
They are what I describe as grit and grace. Women farmers really have a lot of grit. And they bring a lot of grace to what they do as well. And it's a really beautiful thing to see for me. And that's what I try to portray through my images without putting any sort of shine on it. I want people to see the true beauty of what they're doing and how they're bringing important change to the food system.
Awesome. I love it. It sounds so fun.
Every day I wake up and have to pinch myself that I get to do this, that these women trust me with their stories.
So cool.